On June 20, 2026, the Green Party released a new tax platform, a multi-billion-dollar proposal designed to restructure the New Zealand economy. Shortly after the release, analysts identified a significant error in the fiscal summary. A spreadsheet mistake had created an $826 million discrepancy across a 4-year period. Opponents acted immediately. National's finance spokesperson Nicola Willis pointed to the mistake as evidence of a massive financial black hole. ACT leader David Seymour followed, citing the math error to question the party's ability to manage the country's tax settings. The error dominated the next news cycle. Headlines across major outlets focused on the $800 million gap, often before the specific mechanics of the mistake were explained. The party issued a correction within hours. They acknowledged the administrative error while maintaining that the core of the $5 billion policy remained intact. This focus on a single spreadsheet line redirected the public conversation. Instead of debating the merits of the tax policies themselves, the national dialogue shifted to the precision of the design document. The error occurred on a single line, the $100 million budgeted to resource inland revenue. This expense was misclassified as revenue by a sign error. This doubled the mistake's impact, turning a negative cost into a positive gain on the final ledger. This $200 million annual swing accounted for the reported $826 million difference across the 4-year forecast. Even with the correction, the plan raises $5.147 billion in its first year. The difference between the original and corrected totals is 3.7%. The Infometrics audit of the individual policies remained valid. The mistake was restricted to the final summary table, not the underlying projections for the wealth or corporation taxes. This variance falls within the normal range of Treasury forecasting. It was an operational typo, not a collapse of the fiscal architecture itself. To understand why this typo received such intense scrutiny, we have to look at the economic record of the government it aims to replace. The Green Party's mistake was $826 million. By contrast, this government deliberately restored interest deductibility for property investors, a $2.9 billion landlord tax cut. They also protected $9.53 billion in bank profits from any levy. In December 2023, the government repealed requirements for inland revenue to report on wealth inequality, effectively ending the official tracking of these trends. While 26 billionaires added $27 billion to their wealth in a single year, child poverty rates for tamariki Māori remained at 18.9%. The outcry over a corrected spreadsheet error provided a distraction from a multi-billion-dollar ledger of deliberate policy choices favoring the top percentage of earners. These policies translate into different realities for working people. In Rotorua, a taxi driver earning $38,000 a year receives a $900 tax cut under this plan. The $10,000 tax-free threshold delivers this relief, regardless of the mistake in the IRD funding line. His individual benefit is drawn from the tax rates, which never changed. For a retiree in Christchurch with a home and modest savings, the situation is the same. The wealth tax only applies to net assets above $10 million. The policy is targeted at the top 0.3% of New Zealanders. It was designed to protect those with average assets while honoring the obligation of Wakapapa by ensuring the next generation inherits a functioning society. For 96% of New Zealanders, the corrected figures provide the exact same financial outcome as the original document. The Green Party admitted their mistake publicly and corrected it within hours of discovery. This stands in contrast to a government that suppresses data and implements multi-billion-dollar wealth transfers as part of its core strategy. Pono, truth, is the foundation of sovereignty. It requires being honest about administrative errors to maintain the focus on the actual work of rebalancing the economy. A corrected typo is not the same as a 3-year pattern of upward wealth transfer. The math is fixed, and the mission for economic justice remains.